It's been amazing. They're very demanding. They want to make sure that everything is exactly how they want it to be. They've got a lot of creative ideas. They're very focused on what they're doing, and they want the show to be good. I can feel that that's going to produce a great performance. It's kind of like not try too hard to make anything special about it, just write it down.
Yes. We have to just write 4 points about it.
I think they've already got quite a lot from it. We've been doing a wide range of activities so far, from basic electronics and acoustics in the early sessions, to instrument design, to graphic scores, to visual art, a wide range of interrelated activities. And I think apart from the experience of just being involved in those workshops and working face to face with professional artists, I think they're going to get a huge experience of being part of a large-scale multimedia performance in a world-class venue, which I think is not an experience that comes along every day. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how they cope with that.
But every time you go on stage, you have a similar feel beforehand. You feel excited, you feel nervous, like Sue said.
And so far, this is possibly one of the most challenging and therefore rewarding projects I've been involved with. And I think the reason for that is that when you're genuinely doing a creative project, something that you've never done before, and you know that the young people have never done before, then you're collectively embarking on something new. Whereas if you've got something up your sleeve, and this is something that you've done several times before, but you're just sort of revealing to this particular group, then you know pretty much what's going to happen and how they're going to respond. And in this case, it feels like a genuinely creative research project. I'm also really excited to see how young people are able to embrace really quite challenging musical languages. We're working with quite abstract forms of sound. Sound as a very, we're not talking about melody and harmony or necessarily things that they will have related to as music before. We really are just working with sound and colour and very light and very basic materials. So I'm really excited to see how they've gone along with that, and they don't seem to have a problem with working in that way. So for me, perhaps that's the most encouraging thing about this project.
I see some flowers that smell of lemon.
Beautiful.
The texture of the rocks feels smooth and wet.
The birds are flying above our heads. The cute little birds are flying across the shiny river. Are we ready to start?
Oh, you ready to start? Okay, sorry.
Are you ready?
Yeah. 1, 2, 3.
No, none of that. You watch me and you follow me. Beautiful. Do it again. No, you can't laugh.
Mixture, together, cello, then viola, viola, cello. What do you want? Come and show us.
There was a real high point this morning when I was watching these young people working with the Academy musicians, giving, really embodying the role of a composer and being very specific about their instructions to the Academy musicians, and the musicians being able to put themselves at the service of these young composers. So, people who perhaps don't read music, who've not really had a great deal of musical experience, were making very astute judgments about what they should do with their compositions and how these players should execute these performances. So I think there's a huge potential there. If you work with players of this calibre who are really selfless in this kind of way, I think there's a huge potential to put large-scale musical decisions at in the hands of young people, which is not something they will have experienced. I mean, to be able to make a decision and hear the sound coming back at you with that sort of flair is quite an experience, and I think a lot of them were quite astonished by the results they were able to get out of the instruments in a short space of time.
the birds are having